Hey guys, Sid here. I know for a fact that our mental and spiritual health is just as important as our physical health, and that all three go hand in hand. So if you're not mentally and or spiritually healthy, you most likely won't be 100% physically healthy either. So let's talk about attachment theory. Do all your relationships end the same? Do you have trouble finding positive and non-toxic friendships? Constantly beef with your family, friends, boss, and or coworkers?
Round fight!
Well, you came to the right place, because today we will be talking about attachment styles. Your inherited problematic behavior is not you being authentic. It's not you, it's your attachment style. So, which type are you, and how do you stop identifying with it?
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
First of all, what is attachment theory? Well, it's a psychological framework. It explains how we form emotional bonds, how early experiences with our caregivers shape our future relationships, and how they modeled how to form and act in relationships with other people. Also, how this affects our romantic relationships, friendships, what triggers us, our boundaries, self-esteem, and later our own parenting styles. So how are attachment behaviors formed? Well, we humans are driven to seek out safety and comfort and also emotional regulation, especially in the early stages of life as infants. So if a caregiver is consistent with providing physical and emotional safety, we develop a secure attachment style. But if a caregiver is inconsistent, unpredictable, and dismissive, we in turn form insecure attachment styles. Well, we have the anxious attachment, we have avoidant attachments, and we have disorganized attachment. This is about our anxious attachment people. I used to be one of them. We think that I need to fight for love.
Round 2, fight.
Our caregivers or parents were emotionally inconsistent, loving but unreliable, and or they responded only to big emotional outbursts. We learned early on that love was not consistent. It required a hypervigilance to make sure that our needs were constantly being met. We have a strong desire for closeness and connection, paired with a deep fear of being abandoned or rejected and or not being valued. Our adult relationships involve volatility or betrayal. We obviously have trauma triggers. We are often abandoned because our partners reinforce that insecurity. So anxious attached people are subconsciously attracted to avoidant attached people, and they will reinforce that insecurity. So we have limiting beliefs, obviously, which include I'm not enough. My worth depends on how others view or feel about me. That conflict equals danger. So we are people pleasers. We will go out of our way to make sure that we avoid conflict at all costs, which includes minimizing and shrinking ourselves. And also that connection can be lost at any moment. Your behavioral patterns, if you are anxiously attached, include emotional intensity and rapid bonding early on in relationships, a difficulty in trusting intentions, overgiving, people-pleasing, staying in toxic relationships for the fear of being alone, feeling destabilized with avoidantly attached partners, seeking frequent reassurance, validation, and or affection. I'm talking about you. Babe, would you still love me if I was a worm? We overanalyze forms of communication, so that includes text, tone, moods, gestures, and body language. You equate distance to rejection, so you panic when your partner is busy, distant, or even slow to respond, and you interpret independence as abandonment. When you are triggered, you have something called protest behavior, which includes the intention to restore closeness, but you actually end up pushing away your partner with things like excessive texting, calling, throwing accusations around, emotional outbursts, testing boundaries, and clinginess. You do have strengths. You are highly emotionally sensitive.
I love you, bitch. Oh my God. I ain't gonna never stop loving you, bitch.
Which includes a deep empathy and an attunement to others' needs, but also the ability to form intense bonds. You are very loyal, and you are an excellent communicator in secure relationships. So let's look at the flip side of the coin and look at avoidant attached people. If you are avoidantly attached, you don't need love.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Because your caregivers were emotionally distant and dismissive. So when you were crying, stop crying, you're fine. Why are you crying? Because your parents were uncomfortable with your expressed feelings.
Brother,
You learned early on that emotions were not safe to be felt and that it was much better to repress the need for closeness. You are hyper independent. You have a strong desire for closeness and connection, but you also have a deep fear of emotional intimacy and dependence.
Love!
Your adult relationships include slow emotional bonding, minimizing the importance of the relationship, and a very great discomfort in labeling. You have the inability to fully commit. You obviously have trauma triggers as well, and you tend to leave the relationship when things get too emotionally intense. You obviously also have limiting beliefs, such as, I shouldn't need to rely on anyone but myself. Needing and being needed by others is a liability. Emotions are not that important. Closeness leads to loss of freedom, and space equals safety. Your behavioral patterns include always being emotionally distant. You have superficial relationships and you avoid emotionally charged conversations. You feel destabilized with anxiously attached patterns. You are uncomfortable with dependence and you have difficulty asking for help. You also have protest behaviors, which include overworking, prioritizing your hobbies, emotionally checking out, focusing on your partner's flaws in conflicts, and pulling away during intimacy. You have strengths as well. You are highly independent because you are self-sufficient and you have the ability to be alone without panicking. You have the ability to think logically during pressure, and you have a lot of emotional control. So those are the two most common insecure attachment patterns or styles. Let's talk about the disorganized attachment style. And this is basically a combination between anxious and avoidant. You need love to feel safe, but the person who should be giving you that love is the reason you feel unsafe. Your caregivers were emotionally volatile, unpredictable, chaotic, frightening, abusive, neglectful, and a source of both comfort and fear. They themselves often have or had unresolved trauma, and or mental illnesses. You learned early on that emotions were a weakness and not to trust anyone, maybe even that there was something wrong with you. Everyone is out to get me.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you. I'm not even worried about it.
That's you. You are disorganized. Your style is most often linked to trauma, so you most likely also had a pretty traumatic childhood. You were hypervigilant because of it. And your adult relationships involve abandonment on either side, a panic with increased intimacy, and emotional withdrawal because of it, on and off again dynamics, explosive conflict, and of course trust issues. So you always expect to be betrayed. That's why you're constantly testing your partner, and you see non-threatening or neutral behavior as threatening. You of course have limiting beliefs, such as people can't be trusted, maybe that you are unlovable, love equals danger, and that you crave relationships, but they will ultimately, in the end, destroy you. You have intense emotional swings, a chronic fearfulness, you dissociate, you shut down, you self-sabotage, you have difficulty forming and keeping relationships, and dealing with authority figures like a boss, teachers, and or police.
What a police say?
Get the police right there.
And you constantly switch between people pleasing and isolating. You also have strengths. You are highly intuitive. You have an extreme emotional depth. You're creative and you are resilient. So let's talk about what a secure attached person looks like. This is what we are striving to become. So someone who is securely attached is comfortable with dependence and independence. They have the ability to express their needs and emotions in a healthy manner. And they have both strengths of the anxious and avoidant attached styles. These people have it much easier in relationships, and they probably most likely won't be in any toxic relationships in the first place. Make your life that much easier and make sure that you lean towards a more secure attached style in relationships by doing the following things. Number 1, recognize your emotional responses and your patterns when you are triggered. After you've felt and released the suppressed emotions you have by going back to my video on childhood trauma, feeling those emotions in a safe space you create for yourself without judgment and trying to logically explain them. Practice your emotional regulation with things like journaling, breathwork, and other grounding techniques, but also your expression of your emotions. Number 2, rewrite your false beliefs. Going back to my video on the power of positive thinking, make sure you go and watch that one to understand how you can effectively rewrite those false beliefs. Number 4 is choosing secure partners. So someone who will be able to take the lead and you will be able to follow and mirror because they know exactly how to act and think in a relationship in order for that relationship to be a positive one. And last but not least is of course going to therapy. And I can't stress this enough, professional does not always mean knowledgeable. So if you're going to a therapist, seeing someone, make sure they at least know about attachment styles. Because I feel like if you're helping somebody through trauma or through a mental illness, whatever, you as a therapist should at least know about attachment theory. So that was all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you've made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future. Bye!